What's up, guys? We are live. The topic for today's video is 9 habits that I do more or less every day to maintain 9% body fat. Now, little disclaimer, I use 9% body fat in the title because I did 9 habits. Okay, when I was getting ready to organize this live, I was thinking, what should I write about? Da, 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 da. I've got 9 ideas of things that I do every single day, and I chose 9% body fat because honestly, depending on the method that you use to measure body fat, I would say I'm able to maintain a below 10% body fat year round. Okay, and obviously it's very easy for me because I am a personal trainer and an online coach. But that being said, how many personal trainers and online coaches do you know or do you see on the gym floor, or who do you know of that is not in good shape? For me, loads. I go to the gym here in Colombia and I see lots of out of shape personal trainers who honestly look like they don't even lift. So these are going to be 9 things that I do most days to maintain this condition. I'm going to touch a little bit about how to get in condition in the first place, but then also the stuff to maintain it. Because honestly, getting there in the first place is much harder than maintaining it. It's a little bit kind of like walking up a hill. When you're walking up the hill, you're fighting gravity. It's harder. You're on a gradient. You have to work really hard to get to the top. But then when you're at the top and it's flat, it's a lot easier to walk when it's flat compared to uphill, isn't it? And it's a little bit like getting in shape and maintaining 9% body fat. Okay. So as always with my live streams, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat below, either based on something that you've just thought of that you want to ask me, or based on something that I have just said. Okay. Hi in the chat. If you say hello, I'll also say hello as well. Okay, the first thing that I do, the first habit is weighing myself daily. Okay, weighing yourself daily. Not only is this a really good method to gauge your body composition over time, but it's also accountability. If you're seeing a number every day on the scale, if you're seeing it head north at a pretty fast rate, it's a good indicator for you to kind of rein it in a little bit. It's accountability. It's like checking your bank account every day. It's like keeping a tab on your credit card bill. The chances, if you never checked your bank account, if you never checked your credit card bill, if you never checked all your ins and outgoings during the course of a week or a month, the chances of you being really on top of your finances are pretty low because you just have no idea. Whereas if you're checking it every day, you know what's coming in, you know what's going out, you know if you need to reel in your spending, you know if you need to earn a little bit more, you're going to be able to see that when you check. Okay, so treat weighing yourself daily as a cheaper way of working with an online coach, because honestly, the vast majority of the reason why people get results when they work with someone is the accountability. It's not that the online coach knows vastly more than they do about training and diet, but it's the accountability. And buying a £20 Salter scale from Argos is going to be a lot cheaper for you than working with me. Description below if you want to. So yeah, buy a bathroom scale, weigh yourself most days, keep an eye on it. There's actually a really good app on your phone called Happy Scale. It's a really good app for tracking your body weight, and yeah, track it every day. Look at the weekly average. If it's going up too much and you want to be keeping it around the same, rein it in a little bit. And then likewise, if your body weight is dropping a little bit and you want it to maintain, you can eat a little bit more. Okay, it's just a good thing to do every single day to make sure you kind of stay in good condition, honestly. So that's point number 1, weigh yourself every day. The second one, train to build muscle. Do not train to burn calories, okay? Building muscle resistance training is the only tool that we have to build muscle. Unless you're playing a physical contact sport regularly, let's say you're playing rugby 5 times a week, in which case you're probably not watching this video. We have no other method to create a stimulus with our muscle. And yes, we want to maintain low levels of body fat when we're talking about this, to maintain a good looking physique, etc. But we also need muscle as well. There's no point in having a lean physique, let's say you've got low body fat levels, if you don't also have the muscle to complement that. Me personally, I would not look half as good as I do if I didn't have the kind of muscle that I do have, because I would just look skinny. I may or may not have some abs, like my arms wouldn't fill out my t-shirts, I wouldn't look very impressive. Not that I look impressive anyway, but you basically need muscle. And so when you're looking at the time that you're spending in the gym every week, maybe it's twice a week, maybe it's 3 times a week, maybe you're doing really well and it's 6 times a week. That focus should be on building muscle, creating stimulus in that muscle, progressively overloading on exercises and doing bread and butter, basic exercises week in, week out. That should be your focus when it comes to the training. Training should not be an exercise to which you're like, oh, great, I want to see if I can burn 1,000 calories in this 45-minute session, or I'm not going to do any resistance training this week. I'm just going to do some classes because I just want to burn some calories and get a little bit fitter. That is not the way to maintain a lean looking, good, healthy, strong physique. Okay, so the second one is weight train to build muscle and have that as your focus for training. The third one, plan ahead. I would go off by saying most people who are in good shape, who are over the age of 30, are going to be relatively organized with their schedule, with their diet, with their training. And the two could just go hand in hand, okay? So you need to basically be able to schedule, you need to be scheduling when you're going to go to the gym. You need to be scheduling what meals you're going to have. You need to be scheduling when you're going to have a cheat meal or a meal off plan. You need to be scheduling, I have a work trip next week, so I need to make sure I've got a gym near my hotel, or even better, a gym in the hotel. Okay, I'm going to train before my meeting. I'm going to come back to the room, have a shower, then go to the meeting. You just need to be on top of it. For the most part, you are not going to be able to maintain a lean physique by accident. You're not going to just go to the gym 5 times a week per week as a yearly average on accident. You're not going to just so happen to stumble across your maintenance calories with a high protein intake, moderate carbohydrate level, and a low fat level with nice whole ingredients, non-processed food and everything by accident. Okay, it needs to be a concerted effort, and you need to plan ahead for those things. Even I have to plan ahead. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going out for dinner tomorrow. It means I can't really go out for lunch or dinner today. Otherwise, I'm going to go out for a meal today, a meal tomorrow, maybe a meal the next day, and then it's the weekend. Well, I have to go out on the weekend to enjoy myself. You see what I mean? You have to be strategic and plan ahead with these things. You can't just freestyle each and every day, wing it, and just hope that you're going to just happen to maintain your lean physique, unless you're an outlier, unless you have a manual labor job, unless you are also a personal trainer, unless you are just so genetically gifted that you don't really have much of an appetite. You just eat a little bit of chicken, you eat some eggs, and then we have it. Then you're in really good shape, which that is the case for some people, but the vast majority of us need to plan ahead a little bit more in order for us to hit all of our targets, okay? So planning ahead is important. Number 4, do not tell yourself you're dieting, because if you tell yourself and your friends, and you kind of, this is the internal voice that you have going on, okay, I'm dieting at the moment, I'm on a diet, I can only eat whole processed foods, I can't eat this, I have to eat this, da 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 da. It just doesn't really sit with the whole kind of flexible lifestyle, enjoying it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're just seeing a diet as a means to an end. And it does mean that if you're saying to yourself you're dieting, you're not going to have any junk food, you're not going to have any diet drinks, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. And you could do these things for a certain amount of time, depending on who you are. It might be a week, it might be a month, it might be 2 days, depending on kind of like your personality level. But it's not sustainable to be like, right, I'm on this diet, I'm doing the carnivore diet. My diet is meat, eggs, and bananas. I'm only going to ever eat that. It's like, amigo, you're going to be able to do that for a few days, maybe a week at a time if you're really committed and motivated. But on day 8 or on week 2 or on month 2, you're just going to go back to your normal diet of having like a protein shake with cereal with milk for breakfast. Okay. One of my clients the other day sent me a video of one of these online coaches on Instagram. It's more like a Instagrammer who does online coaching rather than an online coach who does a little bit of Instagram. And it's like, here's what I eat in a typical day to stay in shape. And it's perfect. The cinematography, the quality of the camera, the lighting, he looks really good. He's very well groomed. He's tanned, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, lunch is 3 fillet steaks, 6 quail eggs with this. And it's just like a perfect day with coffee at this time. And I have 2 organic bananas at this time. I have organic rice cakes with Manuka honey drizzled on top. My client sent it to me. He didn't actually say anything. He just kind of sent it to me like, this is good what this guy's eating every day. And I just responded to him like, he ate that food on the day that he was filming content. He's 7 days a week. He's not waking up and cooking 3 fillet steaks and 6 quail eggs with this and that. He's not doing that. No one's doing that. He would have done that for the day he was filming to make the content for the YouTube video or for the reel. The next day, yeah, he's having a protein shake for lunch with an apple. Breakfast is probably some like crappy scrambled eggs with a little bit of toast. Dinner might be like a stir fry or something. He's going to be eating normally. And it's not always going to be the same. Some days he might eat more. Some days he might eat less. What I'm trying to say is don't tell yourself you're dieting, because that just puts a finite kind of end date on what you're doing, and it means it's not going to be sustainable. So instead of doing that, just say to yourself, this is just what I eat. We're going to get onto it in a second. This is just what I eat every day. It's healthy, it's good, but I also have stuff I want. It's exactly the same with me. If someone says, Harry, nice to meet you. Oh, you're an online coach. Wow, I bet your diet is like perfect. And I just tell people, I have a normal diet. I eat 3 times a day. Breakfast is like, a protein shake or a big ass omelette with some arepa, avocado, and what else I have in the fridge. Lunch is whatever I didn't have for breakfast. I just have the other thing, maybe like a protein shake with some rice or bananas or some yogurt or something like that. Then dinner's always some sort of like big ass stir fry with like beef, vegetables, rice, or potatoes. And then afterwards, I have a little snack, maybe some cereal, maybe some granola, maybe some sweets. And that's it. It's like relatively normal. And I'm super active. I train hard every day. I'm very consistent with what I do. I am not, cooking like 3 Wagyu fillet steaks for lunch with coconut oil and doing all these. Oh, fuck that. I've got a life, I don't want to be spending my whole time, like I said in my video, I'm not a personal chef. Don't make your life trying to make picture perfect looking meals or chef quality meals 3 times a day, because you'll be able to do that for a week, but you're not going to be able to do that for 20 years. Think in terms of these time frames. Think of like, could I do this for 20 years, or could I do this for the next 40 years? Could I go to the gym 3 times a week to resistance train and do something that I enjoy and really push myself physically every week for the next 40 years? That's probably quite reasonable. Could you eat super duper clean, never have any junk, blah, 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 never have any alcohol, never stay up late, never do this for the next 40 years? No one could do that. So someone who says they could do that is going to be lying, obviously. So yeah, don't tell yourself you're dieting. Just have a normal, flexible dieting approach, okay? The next one, sleep. Sleep is really important, and it's a tricky one because by and large, all of us aren't intentionally not getting enough sleep. It's not like all of us are staying up late at night until like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. going like, haha, my body and my brain wants to sleep, but I'm going to resist that. I'm just going to stay up for the sake of it. All of us more or less try and get as much sleep as we can. But that being said, it's really important to try and have some sort of bedtime, some sort of wake up time. It's irresponsible, and it's not going to help you maintain 9% body fat if you're watching like 4 episodes of Netflix every night. If you start watching at 10 p.m, so you go to bed at like 1 a.m, unless you can wake up super late, which most people can't. It's just not practical, and it's not good. Sleep impacts everything, like your mood, your training appetite, your training appetite, your appetite to push yourself. If you had an all-nighter and you stayed up all night long, the next day come 8 a.m, are you really going to want to smash it in the gym and like do heavy squats and deadlifts and bench presses and all of that stuff? No, you're not going to feel like doing it. Whereas if you have a really good night's sleep, you go to bed on time, you sleep through the night, you're using your eye mask, your earplugs, you're not using your phone before bed, you sleep all the way through the night, you wake up the next day, and then come the time when you need to hit the gym at 8 a.m. for your training session, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm up for this, let's go. And so it makes a massive difference, and it is tempting. You know what? We all get this feeling. When we wake up first in the morning, if I have stayed up late, I always think, such an idiot. Why did I stay up late? I feel so tired now. I would have loved to have more sleep, but I have to get up now because I have things to do. And it means I've only had 5 hours sleep. I enjoyed watching that Netflix episode last night, but I really should have gone to bed early. Da, da, da. You have that sense of regret, don't you? And I know everyone feels like this because I do as well. But then later on in the day, that feeling of regret just kind of goes away. That come 9 p.m. again, you're like, yeah, fuck it. I've had a busy day. I'm feeling okay. I'm not that tired. I want to have a bit of me time. I want to watch a few episodes on Netflix. I probably could go to bed now. It's 9 p.m., but it's a little bit loserish. It's early. Fuck it. I'm going to watch a couple of episodes. And then again, you go to bed late, wake up the next day, you regret it. And it's this vicious cycle. So if you can break out that vicious cycle and go to bed early, it's just going to help your physique massively. You're not going to feel like eating junk food. You're going to be way more up for your hard training sessions. You're just going to have more energy generally in the day, meaning that you're going to burn more energy because you're going to be inspired, not inspired. You're going to want to go for a walk. You're going to want to train hard in the gym. You're going to want to move around a little bit more. When you're tired, you just literally want to hit the bed with, your furry little friend. In my case, it's B. So yeah, sleep routine. Make sure you go to bed on time. It's important. Obviously, every now and again you can stay up late and everything, but by and large, you want to be able to go to bed on time. Okay. Sorry, got really itchy nose. When I talk uninterrupted, my nose gets really itchy. I have no idea why. By the fifth one, no, the sixth one, water. Very important, not only because most of our cells are water, muscles, all of that good stuff, but it helps you stay full. The vast majority of the time, if we're actually genuinely hungry and we're craving something, it's because we're dehydrated and not because we're actually hungry. And so, if you're going to stay hydrated in the day, the most important time to do this is first thing in the morning, because obviously, unless you're tanking loads of water at night time, you're going to wake up in the day, you haven't drunk for a few hours. So it's really important to stay hydrated in the morning. For general performance, mood, to keep your stomach full. And then also, it's actually a good dietary adherence tool for in between meals. I'll give you an example. I suggest to everyone, look, just go with 3 meals a day. Don't even bother thinking about snacking, okay? Because it just takes away from the meals. And normally, the snacky kind of foods are very easy to overeat on compared to the type of food you get in meals. For example, no one's ever really overeaten a kind of relatively bland chicken breast with no extra fat on top. But how many people have overeaten like salted almonds that they have in their cupboard? The salted almonds are a snacky kind of food. The chicken breast is not a snacky food, it's a meal type food. Almost impossible to overeat on the chicken breast just because it's not that tasty and it's protein and whatever. Whereas like super easy to snack on, overeat, sorry, on the salted almonds. Especially imagine if they're dark chocolate salted coated almonds. Oh my god, you could eat the whole pack. And so I just say to my clients, look, don't even bother about the snacking thing, just stick to the meals. That being said, having a drink in between meals, not that kind of drink, non-alcoholic version, is a good dietary adherence tool. So any drink that has 0 calories, in my view, is probably a thumbs up, even if it's a sweet drink that has aspartame in it. Okay, it's not going to kill you. There are far worse things that you can do. Walking down the street here in Medellin, like one of the buses that goes past you, which is like 20 years old, and lets loose like a big plume of diesel in the air, that's going to probably be the equivalent to your health of drinking like 50 can of Diet Cokes. No, but like it's unavoidable when you're walking along the streets of Medellin. So yeah, in between meals, coffee in the morning, teas, diet drinks, carbonated drinks, fizzy water, sparkling water. These are all really great dietary adherence tactics. When I am personally trying to get really shredded in my last kind of couple of week or two of, let's say, competition prep, where I am struggling beyond belief with my calorie target, what I normally do after dinner at the end of the day when I'm still hungry, I've eaten all my calories for the day, I'm still hungry, I could literally probably eat 5,000 calories in a row, but I can't. I just have a can of low caffeine Pepsi Max. It doesn't affect my sleep because it has no caffeine in it. It doesn't have any calories in it. Yes, it's artificially flavored. Yes, it's not good for you. No, sorry, it's not great for you. It's not like having a green juice, but at 0 calories, it helps my dietary adherence. And I don't really have it every day, just that, let's say, week or so period when I'm dieting really hard. So in that context, that caffeine-free Pepsi Max is helping me hit my goals and it's helping me achieve my physique goals. So it's a thumbs up in my eyes. Don't go overboard. Don't go like full retard on me and go having like a big bottle of Pepsi Max every day. But is anything bad going to happen if you have a can of Pepsi Max every day when you hit that mid-afternoon slump and it's either the Pepsi Max or the slice of chocolate cake from Cafe Nero? The Pepsi Max is going to help you stay on track with the diet and the calories, and the chocolate cake is probably just going to make you want even more chocolate cake, and it's going to ramp up the calories for the day. So yeah, drinks with low calories are good, and stay hydrated. Okay, right. Sixth one, unprocessed food. So the whole expression clean eating has got a really used to get a really bad rep in the fitness industry because people would just say, to get in shape, just have to eat clean, don't eat dirty food, eat clean and you get in shape. And obviously now we know more about calories, energy balance, thermic effect of food, all of this kind of stuff. It does kind of put to bed the argument that you just have to eat clean and it's okay. But I think for the most part, let's say the 80% chunk of your dietary pie chart, not literally pie chart, should be clean food, should be unprocessed, whole, clean foods, minimally processed, and yeah, that should form the main part of your diet. Am I saying that processed food doesn't have a place? No. Protein powder is processed. Oats are processed. Um, Rice is processed. Lots of milk is processed. Almond milk is processed. Is almond milk bad? No. Are oats bad? No. Is protein powder bad? No. Like, it's great, convenient, cheap source of protein. So processed food isn't bad, but the lion's share of your food on a daily your daily amount should be whole, unprocessed, naturally fresh food. That can rot. That's another one. We've all seen that picture of the McDonald's burger from 1995, which looks exactly the same as in that glass box. But the half opened avocado in that same box would go off within a week. Okay, so try to consume foods that can go off. But then again, the 80-20 rule. 80% have it minimally unprocessed, got lots of micronutrients in, it has lots of fiber in, apples, bananas, meats, fruit, vegetables, go crazy. And then 20% of it is just like stuff you enjoy. I love cereal and with like a little bit of milk as like a little snack, either during the actually no, not during the day. It's sometimes at the end of a meal as like a dessert, yeah, or at the end of the day as a dessert. And I like that. It's processed, yeah. Is it full of sugar? Yes. Is it just empty calories? Doesn't have much else in it? Yes. But if your calorie requirements are high, like mine are, you're doing a lot of activity, you have a good amount of muscle, you're training hard. Not all of my food in any given day can come from clean, unprocessed food because I don't want to be eating 7 bananas a day, 4 apples a day, half a chicken a day, 4 cups of rice, half a kilo of potatoes. My stomach would be like this size every single day. So sometimes it's good to just have like a big ass bowl of cereal with a protein shake as like my post-workout lunch, for example, with like an apple afterwards, if that makes sense. So yeah, unprocessed food. This kind of ties into what I was saying about don't tell yourself you're dieting. Don't cut out unprocessed food completely. Have it as a part of your diet, but just have it only as a small part of your diet. Don't have it as like your mainstay thing, okay? Because that will not help you maintain 9% body fat. Keep yourself occupied and avoid boredom. Now, for all of you home workers out there, this is something that you'll completely relate to because I'm working from home right now. I'm sat at my desk doing this live stream, but my fridge is 4 arm lengths away. Now, luckily, as you've seen from my other live streams, I don't keep too much in my fridge, which is a good thing. But if that fridge was fully stocked up with all my favorite little treats, the chances of me caving on my diet would be a lot higher if I'm just sat at home, I'm a little bit bored, I'm in between meetings, I'm in between check-ins, and I'm there. So just keep yourself occupied, avoid boredom, go for a walk, put stuff in your diary. Know that after your dinner at the end of the day, it's going to be danger time for veering off track with the diet. So try and do things that occupy you. Yeah, go out for a walk, meet up with friends, go for a coffee with friends. Go to the dog park. They call dog parks here dog parks. like super American. Just avoid boredom, because it's very difficult to distinguish when we're dieting. Are we actually hungry and we kind of justified to have some food? Or are we just bored, and like just eating is something to do that kills the boredom? Okay, it's very difficult to distinguish between the two sometimes. And so if you keep yourself occupied, at least you know that when it does come to eating time, you're going to be eating because you need to eat and you need to nourish yourself, rather than you're just eating because you're bored and eating is just something to do. Okay, because we all do it, even me, eating out of boredom. Okay, guys, last chance to get your questions in below. Okay, I can see some of you are watching this. Put your questions below if you have some, and I'll answer it before I finish. Last question. Do things that you actually enjoy doing when it comes to exercise, so that your exercise, the tool you have to burn calories, isn't seen just as a tool, as a bore. You don't want to see it as a bore. Do things you enjoy doing. So, for example, if you hate running but you like playing football, play football as your cardio or your extra piece of activity, and don't run, because you're more likely to do it. You're less likely to cancel yourself doing it. You're more likely to do it, like, actually more, because, if you don't enjoy running, you're going to run for like 15 minutes, then stop. But if you enjoy playing football, you could play football for an hour and you're good. And so in terms of the calorie burn, you've got like an hour's worth of football, which is going to be really great for your fitness, great for your stability, your muscles, and everything is good, versus 15 minutes of walking. Of course, there's probably a higher injury likelihood of you hurting yourself when you're playing an hour of football compared to the 15 minutes of walking. But in terms of like how much calories you burn, definitely the football is going to win hands down. So when it comes to picking pieces of exercise, your extra kind of form of activity, except for the weight training, which is separate to that, pick stuff you enjoy. I really enjoy rock climbing, for example. So I could rock climb for an hour, and it feels nice. It feels enjoyable. I don't mind doing it. Whereas I don't mind going for a run, but going for a run isn't my favorite thing to do in the world, even though sometimes once a week I do it, or here in Medellin when they close the roads. So for me, a much better form of exercise is to do the rock climbing instead of the running, because I enjoy doing it. It doesn't feel like a chore, and it just fits into my healthy lifestyle more. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for joining the live. As always, links in my description if you A, want to work with me, or B, want to sign up to my daily emails, which are free, and I send out little tips and tricks every single day to you. And yeah, have a great day in the meantime. Thank you very much for joining the live, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.